Hey everybody, this is Freddy with Freddy Can Fly. In today's video tutorial, we are going to cover full pirouette flips, half pirouette flips, and combining the two together. And maybe we might even get into the Kaos Flip a little bit towards the end. But I do plan on saving the Kaos for a little bit later on for a more advanced pro level trick. So basically, to get into this, guys, you should be pretty fluent and comfortable in pirouetting maneuvers like this, your pirouetting hover. This was all covered in the first couple videos. You should be able to do it right side up. You should also be able to pirouette hover upside down. So as long as you guys are comfortable in the both right side up and inverted positions, doing pirouettes and every orientation involved, you should be ready for Piro flips. Also, you got to be really good at your transitions, whether they're smooth ones like this, or you guys are really good at the hard throttle pumps. Okay. Basically, what a pirouette flip is a mastery of all the controls at once. You're going to be using your collective constantly, your rudder, and not only with all the controls being used. You have to actually monitor and adjust all the controls simultaneously to different limits. And what I mean by that is during a Piro flip, we're going to use a little bit of pitch. Sometimes we might have to hurry and give a lot of pitch. During certain points, we might use slow rudder, we might use fast rudder. And then also what we want to look at is doing a circular pattern on our cyclic. You can see my stick kind of doing a circle and my heli's bobbling around, okay? And the goal to this is if we were like a flat little saucer disc, right? During certain key points during the Piro flip, we want to flip that saucer disc over using a circular motion. And what I like to do is during Piro flips, a lot of guys will either chase the tail or they'll chase the nose. And I like to follow the nose. And what I mean by that is at whatever point during my pirouette flip my nose is pointing is the direction I'm going to start the flip. So for example, if my nose is here, my pirouette flip's going to start with a front flip fashion to where I nose in first. Those of you that want to follow the tail, the same rule will apply, but you're going to start with the tail instead. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And I guess to put it in a little more motion, what we can do to practice and to warm up is we should be comfortable with half Piro flips, which is going to involve a front flip, stall, half turn, and then save out like that. That's a half Piro flip. Obviously a quick one, it's going to look like that. So now a full Piro flip is not a half turn but a full 360. So what we're going to do, once again following the nose, is we're going to stall it this time and go fully around and then come out. Just another extra half turn on the tail. Same thing coming out. We're going to follow that all the way around and come out. And it all, since I'm chasing the nose, I'm going to nose forward and come out with forward elevator. And then I'm going to nose out and come out of it with forward elevator. So our forward elevator, if we're following the nose during a pirouette flip, is basically our key point. Same concept with the tail. If we're doing tail-based ones, you're going to follow the tail and have that be your key point. Okay, so basically we want to get warmed up and we want to be really good. Once again, pirouettes this way all day long and pirouettes this way all day long, okay? Once that's done, start nice and slow. Break it down into steps. We're going to go, obviously give ourselves some altitude, okay? We're going to elevator forward, and we're going to rotate in, catch that nose, and just come out and save ourselves inverted, okay? Same thing, we're going to push it out. We're going to rotate in and bring that nose around and then come out. Once you're good at these, guys, it's really important to take your time at this point. And you'll notice my cyclic stick during these isn't quite making a full gigantic circle on my cyclic controls. And the reason why that is because during these kind of slower dramatic pirouette flips, once again you're going to use a little more pitch and a little more rudder and a little less cyclic. Whereas if we want to start busting out some fast ones like this, we're going to be using a lot of cyclic and little rudder, or sorry, little collective. We're still going to be using the same amount of rudder. So get good at them nice and easy, nice and slow. That way we don't make any mistakes and have any crashes that we don't want to have. Okay, but just get really good at these. Transition into them, get that full rotation, save the nose, use that key point we were talking about. Get that nose around every time and pull out with the nose also. And by nose I mean forward elevator. Sorry, I don't mean to keep saying nose, but I am referring to the nose of the helicopter, as you see here. Okay, so once we're good at breaking it down and doing half revolutions here and stopping, and then also doing half revolutions here and stopping, and believe it or not, guys, pirouette flips are a lot harder to do nice and slow than they are to do fast. So to get this kind of practice in right now is gonna you know, it's really gonna discipline you and give you really good control later on when we start doing them fast. So to get past the boring stuff now, we've got those down. We can do them pretty well. So now what we want to do is kind of chain them together, but still keep it low and slow. So we're going to get that full rotation, but as we come out of it, we want to punch into negative and then get out of it immediately, okay? So we're going to get into it, and we're going to get out of it. And keep, that's one full pirouette right there, and keep it at that. Bring it into a hover. Let's get nice and mellow. Now we're going to enter in, exit. Enter in, we're going to exit, okay? And keep in mind, guys, like I said, you know, collective management is key. If we give too much negative, it's going to throw us out of the turn, or out of the pirouette. It's going to mess with our momentum. If we go too fast on the rudder, you can see I kind of just lost it, okay? Now, same thing, if we give really hard cyclic, I mean, it just, you guys, these controls have to be in sync with each other at all times. You know, your cyclic talks to your collective talks to your rudder then calls your cyclic and, you know, sees what's going on. So, a little bit cheesy on the metaphors, sorry about that, but it makes sense to me. So we're going to enter in, and we're going to exit. We're going to enter, and we're going to exit. Okay, and once you guys start to get these, you can enter, exit, enter, and just kind of keep practicing these. And trust me, guys, this does not happen within a day's time, I promise you this. But once you start getting good at just entering and exiting, you know, enter, exit, leave it alone, and then it loops itself. So we're going to enter in, and then we're going to exit out, and then we're right back to the starting point where we're going to enter again. So just get in, get out, get in, get out, you know. And you guys just keep practicing this until you start to get good at them. And one of the hardest things about a Piro flip, honestly, is controlling the collective, because you use so little collective during your stalling positions, which are, once again, stalling is upright like that and coming out. You use basically zero right there, but then transitioning in, it's like you got to work the collective slowly until you stop, pump it out, work it slowly until you stop. So for me, the hardest obstacle in pirouetting flips was, believe it or not, the collective. It's really tricky to get that collective just right. You know, you'll notice if we want to bring our Piro flips in low, to work those things to where they stay right here in one spot, God, that collective, it's got to be so spot on. It's so demanding. And if one little mispitch, man, it throws this thing just skyrocketing out of control. So practice those, start chaining them together a little more, going in, going out, going in, going out. Now the key to a good looking Piro flip that doesn't look like it's, you know, choreographed like that, where it's in steps, is you don't want to see that in and out transition. It should look nice and smooth at all times. And to do that, basically you want to be comfortable at the in and out, once again, getting in, getting out. But you want to transition between in and out almost seamlessly. You should be getting in by the time you're getting out, if that makes sense. And, you know, it should look something kind of like this. You know, you'll notice they look nice and smooth. Oh, almost crashed, almost lost that one, sorry. The hardest thing to do with Piro flips too, guys, is actually getting the Piro flip started. Once you get it started, it's like it's easy from there. You see right there, I mispitched and it threw me straight down. So, I mean, even me, I still don't quite have, you know, professional Burt Kemmer, Alan Zabos, or Tarek Alzadi Piro flips to where they're just flawless. But also, you know, we're on the sim here, we're having a good time. So, Piro flips, guys, are a really hard trick to conquer. This is definitely a pro level maneuver. Hands down. I mean, there's nothing easy about a Piro flip at all. So you want to use those. Obviously, you know, once again, the speed of the tail will determine how fast you need to stir the cyclic in a circular motion. And then also, you know, how much pitch you have to compensate for is going to determine, you know, the rudder. I mean, so many things come into play, guys, with pirouetting flips. It's ridiculous. But you got to just keep everything on time with each other, and if you can do that, you can get something kind of like this here. They're still just looking a little bit sketchy. Another crash for you. So with Piro flips, guys, really slow ones will transition you into learning how to do those really fast, cool looking Piro flips. And if you want, we can cover kind of what a Kaos flip is. Basically what a Kaos flip is you're going to Piro flip, but during your transition you're going to get anywhere between 1 and infinity different extra Piro rotations. And what I mean by that, so if we were to do a Kaos flip, we're going to hold the Piro flip, we're going to transition in, hold the Piro, transition out, hold the Piro, transition in, and oh gosh, sorry guys, it's hard to do those and talk, especially. So the Kaos flip, we'll get into those at a later day when we're tackling a little bit more of the professional grade ones. But learn to mix them up, guys. Like I said, doing really slow ones to me, I think, is a little more impressive than insanely ground and pound your face off fast ones. Sorry, I keep crashing. I'm wasting video time here. So follow some of these rules, apply some of the techniques, and make sure you're ready for them. Obviously, Piro flips, guys, get yourself up here quite a ways, because the heli does have quite a tendency to drop unwanted, you know, unexpectedly. Sometimes you don't even see it coming, nor do you know why it happened. And that's kind of the fun of the Piro flip. So practice those up. We'll shoot a little bit of a freestyle here, and I'll try to throw some Piro flips in, and so you can kind of see exactly how you can work Piro flips in, because professionals, they work them in constantly. You know, they'll get all these different maneuvers going, and they'll start throwing their Piro flips in, and things get really crazy. But that little bit of a nose forward with a half revolution, man, it almost starts to come natural, to where you don't even realize you're doing it anymore, because you get so used to getting that little half revolution on the sticks. Another cool way to kind of throw your Piro flips into a cooler trick is pump them up and then pump them down, pump them up and then pump them down. Kind of gives you that really cool effect. Obviously, hard throttle stop Piro flips are really cool. So there's always, obviously, the same rules with any trick apply to, well, any trick. You can do fast ones, slow ones, hard ones, soft ones, big ones. One of my favorites is like a pirouetting climb out, like that. You know, those are one of my favorite ones. You know, you just kind of pirouette it during the power loop. They're pretty cool. A pirouetting auto coming out of them, one of my favorite kind of autos to do. So pirouette flip, guys, really make sure you're ready for this trick when you're ready to attempt it, because it is dangerous. Keep a safe distance at all times. Do remember that, because they can, once again, they can get out of control really quick before you even can blink an eye. So make sure you practice them, safety, and have fun with it though too, you guys. You know, don't be afraid of crashing. Don't let the fear of crashing, obviously, yes, it's very expensive, but don't let the fear of crashing stop you from excelling into the hobby. I'll see so many guys, got a speck of dust gets on their heli, and they're out there with a rag. You know, let it get dirty, bang them sticks around a bit, have a good time, get a little risky. You know, a lot of the pros say if you ain't shaking by the end of your flight, then you ain't flying hard enough. So remember these rules, guys. I know the pirouette flip's a little bit of a skip. You know, we're getting into the crazy advanced stuff pretty quick, but I did get some requests to do a video for the Piro flip, so there you have it. As always, practice them right to left also. That way you're not handicapped. And I'll show you guys one of my favorite kind of autos to do. Kind of like a Piro out. You're going to come at your tail in, and then at the last minute here, we're going to hit throttle hold, and then we kind of Piro out like that.